Hello and welcome to the next episode of Skare Plays. This is episode 11. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful, wonderful journey. So, as I said, we're not done on this world. We may have defeated the dragon, but we still got other things to do. So today's episode plan, talking with some people, we need two things. We need to get our storage, which for those of you who have not caught us on live stream or have seen the video where this came out, we'll actually have a plan for storage, slowly getting the beeswax to getting all these orange. I do prefer the orange. Also figured out how to make these mobs not teleport to me like dogs, which is awesome, which was great to find out. Getting distracted. Anyways, so we're gonna have a copper golem storage. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're gonna bring it across 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, around the 11 to 12 mark for modules inside this, which will help us quite a bit with storage. And it'll be copper golem, so it'll be auto sorted. I'm still learning redstone, so can't quite do it correctly yet. And then the other thing we need to get built, I really want to try to remake. I've made it a couple times before. We had one, the temporary one, is right over here. I want to build a blacksmith shop for one of my characters. They were a Leonin rune knight. It was great. They were named Simba because that was where I was at when I first started playing D&D. They had a rename. I don't know what it is. I'd have to look it up. I'll get to it at the end. But he works at a blacksmith shop owned by a golden dragonborn named Asher. And their shop was powered by a water mill that pumped the fire and all that stuff. And that was from a campaign that I did long time ago. But he's one of my favorite characters, and we're going to put the super smelter on the basement of the blacksmith shop. So those are our two builds for this episode. But without further ado, let's jump into some resource gathering, get what we need, and we will jump right into the episode. All right, here we go. All right, so working on the storage system, and originally I was going to do like separate them out a little bit more like this. I literally built this and I was like, this is not optimal. I cannot get that many blocks into this system. So I think we're gonna go something that looks a little bit like this. So this is the input chest, goes into there, and then if we come behind here, that's a problem. I don't have anything to deal with that problem right now. That's also okay. I placed that incorrectly, but so the golem will have access to these chests. Realize it's going to. I gotta move that. This can't be here because the golems will try to access that chest. So it's got to go forward a bit and needs to be non-accessible by the golems. So that means it has to go here. Let me get those back. Yeah, so the chest would go here, and then gotta get more hoppers, and then yeah. So I think this is what we're gonna go with. I'll bring you back once I get this kind of figured out. I'm scratching my brain. I'm trying to use thought process, and it's a little hard. Anyways, we'll be right back in a little bit. Okay, so got one side built. Still gotta go redo the other. But yeah, I don't have the filter set, but there's 2 little golems on each of these little cells. Each got 8 chests, 9 counting the drop-off chest. So I got to set all the filters and get all that taken care of. So that's going to be fun. But I have access to all these chests. And I got a couple extra storage in here. Because I think it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like I got 80 double chests worth of storage on this side. So that's pretty good. Now I get to do the fun task of setting all the filters. Honestly, think you're gonna do that on stream. That seems like a stream task. So we're gonna go back to building the other side, and I'll bring you back when both sides are done, and we'll get working on the blacksmith. I'm excited for that one. All right, and with that, both sides are done. So yeah, we got a lot more storage units in here than originally planned. So we got lots of storage. Almost at the filters all on a live stream. We'll get that all done. Figure that all out. We actually still have a little room over here for some storage. I think this might be a really good place for bulk storage. Once that's the wrong button. There it is. Once we get some like shulkers and all that, we can do some bulk storage over here. This is just a really good middle ground storage room, I feel, for where we're at. We'll make a bigger one eventually. Like we'll make a giant storage hall, but I think this works for now, and it's automated kind of with the copper golems, and it looks pretty good. I don't like that the pillars are no longer aligned, but I love having the extra storage. So we got in total we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This, and then take times that by 8, and 17 times 8 is, that's 136 double chests worth of storage in here. So I think that's plenty of storage for now. Maybe my little hoarding will go away, and I'll get that cleaned up, and we'll get the basement cleaned up. We'll still keep storage in the basement, but for the most part, it will be moved into here. So yeah, and we have, yeah. So the next step is sorting the filters, and then, but you're gonna see me jump right now into laying the foundation for the blacksmith. So let's jump into that right now. All right, so I know I said I was gonna move on to the build, but I just wanted to show how cool this looks. So I'm making the sorting system, and this was a good visualization for all the wood stuff that I'm planning on keeping. I'm missing a sign, I just realized. That, okay, I'll fix that in a second. But, like, and I'm missing, what am I missing? Oh, just regular dark oak log. Okay. 2 blocks. But it kind of, it's a really cool, interesting look at how all these textures are. And like, this took a while. I'm not gonna lie. And I didn't even realize I'm still missing 2 blocks. Bamboo is also really weird because it has the mosaics, but it doesn't have a this where it's the bamboo texture on all sides, which is kind of cool, kind of weird. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to doing this, finishing the sorting system while streaming. You can catch us on twitch.tv/gskare98. It's in the description of this video is the link to our Twitch channel, so come join us, hang out. We try to stream as much as we can when we can. Right now with theater and all that, a little bit harder, but we're trying to work around that. But as the sun's going down, we're going to get back into this episode, get back to the build, get that blacksmith built. All right, I'm going to get back to doing this on stream. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll be right back in a little bit. So I actually don't remember the last clip that you all saw. It's been a few weeks since I recorded anything, and I do apologize. I've just been really busy with theater and whatnot, but and life just got real busy too. But here we are. I promised a video. We're gonna get the video out. We're gonna work on it still. So this is kind of where we're at right now. Remember, we gotta trust this process. So remember, part of this is it's a shop. So we gotta actually open up that a little wider. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna have a tent with an awning out here, kind of selling some stuff. This is a blacksmith. I haven't done anything on the water wheel side yet, but in here we'll have more shops, and then right here will be the counter, because back here gets into the actual like blacksmith area. Over here we'll have stairs that go up to the living area for the blacksmith. And we have a giant furnace here that'll be pumped into there. But actually also underground here, we will put our super smelter, which will have basically a chest input somewhere up here for fuel and for what we need to smelt. And then it'll have an output probably somewhere over here of everything that we smelted. So it'll all be underground. It won't be visible because that's kind of how I want to do it here. We'll have a hatch so we can do maintenance and all that stuff, but that's kind of the goal for this. So I'm going to stop talking and get back to building. I'll bring you in once we get the exterior done, and we'll take a look at it then. So let's jump into this build. Watcha. So on stream the other day, we did some more work. Still got a little bit more to go. I do apologize that this video is so late. I just been really busy with work and whatnot, and I do apologize. But yeah, let's take a look at what we've got so far. We still got to work on the roof, but the roof pallet is what's causing some issues right now. Oh, up here on the windmill. But if you, as you can see, here is what we've got so far. I love the yellow roof because it just makes sense for a shop called the Golden Dragon. And then yeah, this is. Let me show you. There's Snowball. Nice Snowball. Yeah, we've got a little bit of an outdoor tent area for some wares to be sold. I think I am gonna turn that into cobblestone here. And then we have the indoor shop. This is the shop part where weapons and armor will be sold. Here is the blacksmith, actual like blacksmith area. And then we have, I need to eat. We have the storage area where I've just been sleeping for while I've been building. And then we have, gotta put stairs on here. And we have the upstairs where the blacksmith lives. So yeah, it looks great. I'm gonna keep working on it. We're actually gonna go live here in just a little bit to finish this build up, and then I'll bring you back in once we're done and show you what we've got built. So, all right, let's jump back into this. So, we streamed and we had fun and all that stuff, but I did stupid. I did very much stupid. See, we're trying to prank one of our friends and put a whole bunch of shriekers in the basement of his house. You know, because that would be funny. Because he doesn't know much about Minecraft. So we're like, oh yeah, we'll go do that. We were farming them on Catalyst and it just wasn't as fun. So we did the next thing, which was go to the Deep Dark. And when we went Deep Dark, well, this happened. Not full. Oh, I see him! Oh, I have two! I have two!
Yep. I'm gonna attempt to wait.
Yeah, so as you can see, well, it went super well. Like, nothing went wrong at all. Yeah, no, I lost everything. So, I spent the next couple hours going through our end city loot that we did on another stream and kind of combined gear. We kind of honestly have a little bit better gear than we did last time. Because we lost the sword, the silk tuck pickaxe, the chest plate, elytra. Like, that. This is about all the gear we lost. We don't need to talk about all the materials I had gathered. Like, I think I had a couple stacks of coal, like just, and then also iron and copper and the 4 diamonds I had. Yep. 4 diamonds. So sad. But, hey, we did it. But also on that same stream, we built a farm. Here, let's jump over to that. Actually, we'll do a real fun transition. Ready? Ready? I go like, I'll spin around and we'll teleport ourselves over to that farm. You ready? Here we go. And we spin around. We see, so we made a little bee farm. It's not the most efficient, but it works. Like, I've already taken a lot out of it and it's still been running. We're already at 47 and I think we had this running for like a solid, like maybe 20 minutes. Not even. But, so there's 10 beehives in there, 30 bees, maybe 31, I'm not sure. There's one that doesn't want to go in its hive. I swear we accidentally killed one on stream, but we have one that just refusing to go in a hive. But, so, the minecart is down here. Jeez. The minecart down here is going under the leaves, and then under this random strip of dirt, because inside this random strip of dirt, it got covered up. But inside this random strip of dirt, there is a hollow tube that has torches. So how we did this, or how I did this, because this is 100% G Skare redstone. So if we were to just, you know, let's just peel back the hood real quick. So the main issue we kept having is like the honeycomb would just come through the top when the glass was touching it directly. So like we're gonna have to have an air gap. And I was like, okay, so we're gonna have to push them off. So we'll use that. We'll use pistons to push them off. And they're like, but the pistons aren't activating correctly. So I took the signal from this torch, because basically what this is if I go, this is gonna break if I, yeah, saw that coming. So if I'll fix this in 1 second and show you. But if I go down here, so this observer is observing the beehive. So anytime there's a change to the beehive, this goes off, and this observer is observing this observer, observing that. Okay? You with me so far? So, and then we come up here, and then when that observer goes off, it gives a signal to this torch, which gives a signal to this dispenser full of shears, and we can go in here and change these shears out for honey bottles and all that stuff later. And so when this gets a signal, this gets a signal. 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 When this gets a signal, this gets a signal. And when that gets a signal, this gets a signal. And when this gets a signal, this gets a signal. When this gets a signal, this gets a signal. And then it pushes them off. And it's a flawless, 100% works every single time. Don't mind that we just watched a honeycomb despawn on top of the hives. But it works. And so I'm going to AFK here tonight and get some more honeycomb. And we're going to finish off the roof. And we're going to make the water wheel. And we're going to do the interior. And we're going to call this episode done. And it'll be out shortly. And I apologize again for this being so late. Like, I've been so busy. And again, I do apologize. But we will jump back into this. So let's head back to the house. And then here we go. Ow. That was perfectly executed. Nothing went wrong. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, why is it so hard to fly in this mode? So here we go. Woo! And like that, the exterior of the Golden Dragon Blacksmith Shop is done. I really love how this looks. We're gonna kind of get a little more of a bird's eye. I love the yellow, and then we have the little water wheel over here, which I'm really proud of. This water wheel needs a little bit of detailing still, but I love how it looks. It looks like it's going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As you can see, there's plans for terraforming of the riverbed, so that's fun. But as you walk in, we have the outdoor tent for selling some weapons. And we go inside, we got one window here. We can do some window shopping here. We'll put a counter here. All the good stuff will be back on this back wall. We have the blacksmith in here. We'll get this designed. Here's where the water wheel comes out. So I just wanted to make sure I knew where that was coming out so I could easily do an interior for this build. Still got to do a floor in here. This is the storage room. Plus, I still got to work on the smelter as well. But then we have the upper part, and oh my god, another evil snake. The white snakes hunt. We have two windows, and I just imagine the blacksmith just kind of sipping his coffee, leaning against this is the chimney from down below, kind of comes up into here. And the blacksmith is dragonborn, so the heat doesn't bother him, and actually it makes him feel more comfortable. So he's leaning up against this, kind of drinking his coffee as the wheel just goes by every now and then. Be really, really cool idea. Can't put a window here because if I were to break this, as you can see, the tent's right there. So can't put a window there. Can't put a window here because that's mushroom stem. That's the shop. So probably actually going to put his bedroom over here. Kind of keep it like studio apartment, kind of keeping this all open is what I'm thinking. I got to put a few final details in, but we're going to do that in a little bit. Right now, I think the next part of this build is to actually design the super smelter in the basement. We'll probably do a 64 smelter array. So I got to get that all designed, figure that out. But I'll bring you back in just a little bit, and we'll get going on that. Actually, now looking at what we've done and how long this video is taking it out, I think our best bet is to actually wrap up the episode here and bring you in next time for the super smelter and decorating the interior of this build. Bring you back, bring some attention to it and all that stuff. So let's do it as we always do here. Let's roll lights, camera, action. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Skare Plays. We really appreciate you in this world. Thank you for joining us for 11 episodes so far. We really do appreciate you in this world. Like, honestly, it's been a lot of fun doing all this stuff, and we really want to keep going. So next episode, we're going to build the super smelter and get all of that designed in there, get the interior on that build, and figure out what we're going to go through next. So no, we do appreciate you in this world. Remember, be good to yourself. You are the most important person to you. And as someone close to me always used to say, every day is a good day. Just some are better. We love you in this world. Take care. Bye now. Goodbye. Oof.